of you know a woman in your life, whether she's your sister, your mother, your girlfriend, or you yourself. All have gone through their period. We all are aware of the discomfort that women face during that time. You've walked down that aisle at the store and you've seen those brightly colored boxes of pads and tampons. But are those the only options women have? Every time a woman uses a disposable pad or tampon, she's exposing herself to hazardous chemicals present in these products, therefore increasing her risk of getting a number of conditions or diseases, including but not limited to cervical cancer, endometriosis, immune system deficiencies. Many women are choosing to switch to reusable options. According to the website LunaPads, a business that focuses on promoting awareness to women and sending safe menstrual products to women locally and in developing nations, using disposable menstrual products is a risk to women's health. Disposable menstrual products cause harm to the environment and women's bodies. All women should be educated on their options for a cleaner earth and a healthy body. I'm not sure when I first discovered the option of reusables. I think it was a few months ago when I was scrolling through Tumblr and came across this woman who was talking about her menstrual cup. I was immediately intrigued and had to know all about it. So I've spent countless hours researching, looking up every kind of information I can find on this topic. And this is important to all of you in the room, not just the women, because disposable menstrual products affect not only women, but also the environment. They cause great harm from manufacturing to disposal. This morning, I'm going to tell you about how disposable feminine hygiene products may be causing serious health issues for women and how they have a negative impact on the environment. I'll cover the safer alternatives, and I'll briefly discuss how reusable pads are helping women in impoverished countries. So let's jump into the first question. Are disposable menstrual products bad for women's health? According to an article posted on the website Women's Voice for Earth, the disposable feminine care products constitute a $3 billion industry in the United States alone, with virtually no regulation by the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, and the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA. This article was written by Alexandra Scranton, titled Potential Health Effects of Toxic Chemicals in Feminine Care Products, and the content and scientific research was reviewed by Amy Zoda and Ann Blake. As stated in the article by Scranton, the FDA regulates these products, but they're considered medical devices. Medical devices lack any government requirement to disclose ingredients to the consumer. So basically, these products contain harmful toxins that are unregulated and unexamined. They're made out of cotton, rayon, and other pulp fibers that can be contaminated with highly toxic dioxins during the bleaching process with the chlorine compounds. They contain plastics, adhesives, and fragrances, and also pesticides. Test results revealed that both dioxins and pesticides were discovered in tampons, and exposure to these toxins have been linked to cancer, reproductive harm, and endocrine disruption, which is the system of the body that controls the release of hormones. Fragrances is a term used to cover over 3,000 different chemicals, which can be carcinogens, irritants, allergens, and potential endocrine disruptors. Scranton writes that the female anatomy and the skin near the reproductive system is a highly permeable route of chemical exposure. She says that it is more sensitive, more hydrated, and more vulnerable. Chemicals are rapidly absorbed and circulated throughout the body. And this poses a risk because tampons sit in that sensitive area for hours at a time, exposing women to these toxins. So I've covered how disposables may be negatively affecting women's health, but let's look at the bigger picture. How are disposable feminine hygiene products affecting the environment? One of your peers asked me, where do my feminine hygiene products go? Well, let me tell you, they end up in our landfills, they end up clogging our sewage system, and ending up on our beaches. Gil Vowles interviewed Dr. Michelle Towle, a doctor that runs her own practice as a healthy lifestyles consultant, and published an article for the Sunday Tasmanian in Australia titled Embracing Secret Women's Business. In the article, Dr. Towell says that the average woman will use between 10,000 and 20,000 disposable menstrual products in her lifetime. Also, she said that in the United States and Canada alone, 12 billion sanitary products are disposed of annually. And in the picture, we see a dump truck filled with what one woman will go through in her lifetime. According to the website LunaPads, it takes 500 years for a disposable pad to disintegrate. The company Glad Rags, a local business in Portland, made a good point. They said, if you think reusable pads are gross, imagine all the trash disposable pads make and how long that's going to be on the surface of our earth, long after you're gone. So Glad Rags said it's not just the disposal of pads that's causing a problem. The heaviest environmental impact is during the manufacturing process, in which the raw materials such as fossil fuels and oil to produce the plastic are used. Many companies that make cloth pads have chosen to have plastic-free packaging and processing. So now you may be curious about the options women have that are safer for their body and safer for the earth. Well, let me tell you, disposables are kind of a new invention. The Museum of Menstruation and Women's Health is a website that shows all the products women have been using throughout the ages, and it's posted on this public site founded by Harry Finley, a graduate from Johns Hopkins University. So on this website, you see advertisements from when tampons and pads first came about. The first tampons were produced in the 1930s. So this leads me to my next point. I'm going to inform you on the options women have that are non-toxic and make the earth happy. Menstrual cups is my first one I will talk about. And these are made out of 100% medical grade silicone. They're a great option for women who prefer tampons because they're worn in a similar manner. The pros of this are that they last. One cup lasts 10 years. It can be rinsed and reused over and over. It eliminates waste. It's discreet. And it's got non-leaking protection and can be worn for up to 12 hours, which is great for the busy woman. It can be worn during sports and swimming, and it poses no risk of toxic shock syndrome because it is non-porous and does not absorb. The cons are that this may be awkward for some women to get used to, and it can be uncomfortable for some. Next are cloth pads. Now these are made out of sustainable fibers such as organic cotton and flannel, hemp, bamboo, and even wool. The pros are that they come in many shapes and sizes, and they reduce waste. They can be used for 3 to 5 years, although some women have reported that they last for more than 10 years. They aren't made of plastic, so they breathe. And the cons are that the initial cost to switch can be fairly expensive. However, in the long run, you'll save a lot of money. Also, they may be bulky and inconvenient to carry away from home and require frequent washing. An alternative to the menstrual cup and tampons are the sea sponge and soft cup. The soft cup, the pros of the soft cup are that it can be worn also for 12 hours and can be worn during intercourse. The cons are that it's disposable, so it doesn't really eliminate the waste problem, and if you're buying it every month, it can be fairly expensive. Also, there's the sea sponge. Now, this has been used for women for hundreds of years or even more. We can't really be sure how long they've been used. What's great about this product is it's an ethically harvested and sustainable real sea sponge that can last for 6 months, and it's biodegradable. No waste whatsoever. The pros are that it can be worn for 4 to 6 hours, and it can be worn during intercourse. It is also natural and renewable. The cons are that it's inconvenient in public restrooms since it must be changed every 4 to 6 hours like a tampon. And like tampons, it poses the risk of toxic shock syndrome because it is absorbent. Moving on to my final point. How are reusable pads helping women in impoverished countries? Many of the businesses that make reusable cloth pads donate to women that don't have access to feminine care products. According to the website Days for Girls, which is a nonprofit organization that provides sanitary products for girls in more than 75 countries on 6 continents, not having sanitary supplies for young girls means missing school or work and going days without leaving the house. Many of these young girls have to use anything they find, such as leaves, mattress stuffing, newspaper, corn husks, or even bark. That means they're missing 2 months of school every year, or they even drop out when they reach the age of menstruation. Days for Girls states that the poverty cycle can be broken when girls stay in school. Some organizations donate disposable pads, but since the need is too great, what they really need is reusables. For every LunaPad product that is purchased online, they donate a pad to a girl in Uganda to support her education while keeping her in school, while supporting local employment for women. So to conclude, I've covered the health risks that reusable menstrual products pose on the health of women's bodies and the negative impact on our environment. I've informed you on the options that women have that are more eco-friendly. To bring it all together, I think it is so wonderful that there are cloth pad businesses that are helping other women around the world to get access to healthy menstrual products. Hopefully this information has brought to your attention the issue that we face as a society on a topic that has been deemed a taboo. I hope that you feel a little bit more comfortable on a subject and a little bit more informed on disposable products. Next time you walk by that ladies' aisle in the store, maybe you'll picture all the garbage ending up in our landfill, and you'll know that women do have other options.